for this one. But I should not get in trouble with anyone individually because I shall not call out anyone individually. Because there's no way for what I'm about to say, everybody knows this is true. Okay. Just to give you some background, if you haven't heard, there's an article going out where someone, I think it was at the root, but I could be wrong, said that straight black men are the white man or the white men of the black community. And when she wrote that slash said that, she was trying to say that black males who are heterosexual oppress the black community. So anybody who has any knowledge of the black American dynamics knows that is not true. We are not in a position to oppress anyone as a whole. Individual people who are black and male can do diabolical things, but as a group or a block, that does not happen. I don't think it's ever happened in American history. Because if it did, the civil rights march would have never been necessary. So I think that kind of nullifies that there. So, but and the more I think I've thought about it, there are ways where we really are the white men of the black community in ways that unfortunately actually do matter in my black life and other black lives. Like, for example, we can't talk back to the police and not expect a club upside our head. Okay? Now, I know some people have seen some footage of like an occasional white guy giving a cops problems, but that's not what I've seen when it comes to cops arresting any man, period, in real life. Any man, period, who gives the police that kind of a hard time catch a club, a foot, or a little more. At least that's what I've seen. So, straight black men are also not usually given custody of the children when it comes to divorces. The divorce courts still favor females, not the fathers, because everybody assumes that the mother makes a better parent. That includes straight black men when they're trying to get custody of their children during a divorce. If you are a man and you're a straight black man, if there's a war and you're a fighting age and condition, you don't even have to be a fighting age. Because I personally think I'm too old to be in anybody's war. But if there was a war that came up, people would expect me to go get shot and blown up. Did were black men ever not expected to take a bullet or a blade or a sword to defend their women? Has there ever been a time when that wasn't expected in American history? Well, maybe when the military had segregated units, but they still did draft black males. The men did want to go fight because if you really are the white man of your community, white men are expected to throw their lives away in conflicts. We're expected to do the same thing. A straight black man is expected to take a punch in the face from a female and not hit back. No matter how hard she decks you in the face, you're a man. You're not supposed to hit no woman ever. Ever. And now, because I am a straight black man, just like if I were a white male, now I have to stop and say this out loud, or I'm going to be looked at as a sexist. I have to say that I do not believe in hitting women, which I don't. I don't believe in that. I don't think domestic violence is a good thing, which I don't. But I have to say that because I'm a straight black man, just like if a white guy said it. And if I don't say it, people are going to assume that I want to hurt women, and I don't. But I don't think women should be able to just walk up and punch guys in the face either. I think everyone should keep their hands to themselves. So, what else? Straight black men are not trusting around children by default, just like white men are not trusting around children by default. Straight, you know what? And I don't want to get into the details of why. We know why. That's the assumption that's made of straight males, period. Straight black men are not expected to have feelings, just like white men are not expected to have feelings. Men, period. Men are not expected to have feelings. You cry, you are seen as less of a man. This is so bad that when I was a boy, I was a crying boy. I was sensitive, right? And of course, people did not hesitate to let me know that I shouldn't be crying. It didn't matter if I broke my leg, if someone I know died, if I almost, what was the worst one? See, when my grandfather died, I wasn't supposed to cry. When my mother died, I wasn't supposed to cry because I'm a man. I'm supposed to cry. It doesn't matter. You could get hit by a car. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to cry because you're a man. No straight man is supposed to cry. How can you hit a child in the chest when they're 6 years old and then tell them to take it like a man? That makes no sense. But people did that. People do stuff like that. Because it's a straight black male, we are the white men of our communities. So I'm going to wrap this up now with two things. Straight black men are the white men in the black community because we are seen as we have to be a utility and we have to sacrifice our lives or we are not seen as men. And sometimes the main people that enforce this are other men. Okay, we are expected to put the women of our community on a pedestal no matter what. We can't judge the person as an individual and then go, I'll put them up there. We can't do that. We have to endure verbal and physical abuse without giving a hint that it bothers us or we are less than men. Okay? And I'm going to close with this conclusion I've come to. Abraham Lincoln, slaves. I know it's a historical myth, fine. But I'm going to say Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, but he did not free men. He did not free us from our duties and from our obligations. Oh, here's another thing. Straight black men are expected to learn and accomplish things with little to no help from anyone else. Even though human beings do not function that way. If you've ever seen a child born, some children cannot even make it out of the womb without assistance. And some children do not even breathe on their own. But yet, straight black men are expected to learn how to do stuff because straight men, are expected to learn how to do things in American society without help. And that's probably why, I got to bring it back to the theme of this channel. That's probably why a lot of guys don't want to take martial arts lessons because they think it's a sign of weakness to have to learn how to fight. Even though militaries train people how to fight. But they feel like I'm a man. I know I can do it. I'm a man. And if I suggest that I know something in terms of self-defense that you don't, then you will probably think I look at you as less than a man. And then when I say as an instructor, there's things that I don't know about self-defense. It could be a student that doesn't have much experience, but he's still, even if I know, I tell people this is supposed to be like what I know and maybe what somebody else may know about something and a subject I'm an expert in. That means that even if I know more, I don't know everything that they do. So you see that little space between my hands? That's still something I don't know. I can't know everything because I'm not omniscient. I'm not God. So, of course, somebody may know more about, they may know more about something than I do. Or even if I supposedly know more, there's going to be a little corner of it that they know that I don't, and I can learn from that. But to admit that is weakness because as a straight black male, you're supposed to appear like you know everything, even if it's obvious that you don't. Okay? So, on the one hand, that statement that was made really just shows the blatant sexism and racism. Yes, I said it. Sexism and racism of the individual who authored that statement. That's really all it shows. But there are ways when, yes, where, yes, black men are the white men of the black community. And it's not in terms of real power, because the justice system is actually rigged against black guys. It's in all the ways where men have to suck it up. And in fact, I'm probably going to be viewed as less of a man because I made this video and I pointed this stuff out. Because if I was a real man in the eyes of some people, I'd just shut up, suck it up, and continue to suffer. So, you know what I say? If people expect you to take pain on a moment's notice and be able to stand up to and have extreme pressure on a moment's notice and never complain and be able to figure things out, those type of behavior benefits can be gained from martial arts practice. So come take a class from me. Take a class from somewhere else. But take a class, guys, and don't do the straight man thing of thinking you can just figure everything out from YouTube videos. I'm just as guilty of that as you are, because guess what I am? I'm a straight man. Peace.